Yo, so got a pretty good week of releases coming this week. Got some holiday stuff, some stuff for women, some stuff for men. But before we get to those, as I tend to do in these videos, these aren't necessarily unboxings. These are just showing you what I picked up this week. I picked up 2 pair. Now, these, as most of you know, have been sitting. I did not expect this shoe to be received the way that it was received. I thought this shoe was going to do well. I thought people were excited about it. I thought people were looking forward to getting pairs. Let me clear all this up. So I like the way that this shoe looks. I like the details. I like the cracked leather here. I like the vintage midsole. I like the cracked leather on the inlays. I just really like the way that the shoe looks. I even like the way that outsole looked. I personally like them. The only issue that I have with these is I don't wear a lot of North Carolina blue. I don't have, like, if you look at my collection, like I have military blue and darker blues, but I don't have a lot of shoes that have this sort of light blue in them. And that was what my hesitation was. It was nothing about the way that they looked or the style or anything like that. But a lot of people were not messing with these, and I was really surprised by that. But, you know, to each his own. To each his own. But another pair that I got that I'm actually really excited about is a pair of Kobe's. They came in this really dope box. I really love the special edition boxes. Like, I cannot stress enough how much I love it when brands do like these special boxes. These even have special paper on the inside as well, so you get that special paper, and then you have the shoe, and here you go. This is like the quintessential LA shoe. Obviously, it's the Dodgers colorway, but it's Kobe's, and they have a really nice detail of the Kobe signature right there in black and red. They have the Kobe 8 right there in red, and then the part that I really love is they have the baseball stitching on the tongue right there. That is just... There is no specific Dodger branding on these. I really would have liked if they had like the Dodger logo on one of the tongues. That's the only thing that I feel like is missing from these. But if you're an LA fan or a Dodger fan, or if you know about baseball, you know that this is the Dodger colorway. And I was also thinking, is there another athlete that has a signature shoe in a different sports colorway? If that makes sense. Like, does LeBron have a Cleveland Browns colorway, or does Dame have a Oakland A's like official colorway? Because I feel like these are official with the Dodgers, and they're not just a colorway. I was trying to remember, and I couldn't remember anything of like having an official colorway with that team, because these are obviously pretty official with the actual Dodgers. Anyway, that being said, let's get into the releases that are happening this week. First up, we have the Nike Zoom GT Cut 3 Turbo in white. This is going to be on June 3rd for $200. New Balance, they are bringing back the original colorways of the New Balance Protection Pack. This collection that kind of feels like a collab, that's not a collab, and it's experienced that kind of full circle of hype from underrated banger to overexposed dud to general release. So the question is will this retro of the OGs bring back that same energy? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So you have the New Balance 2002R Protection Pack Rain Cloud on the 4th for $130. You have the Phantom on the 4th for $150. And then you're also going to be able to get the Sea Salt colorway on the 4th for $150 as well. For you Bulls fans, or Air Max Up-Tempo fans, I should say, the Nike Air Max Up-Tempo Bulls is dropping on the 5th for $160. So this is back again after a retro in 2019. It's an OG colorway that was famously worn by the 95-96 Chicago Bulls during their epic 72 win season. It's famous for being the first Nike basketball sneaker to have a full-length visible air unit. Just a quick fun fact for those that didn't know. The Nike Air Max Thunder is dropping in photo blue on June 5th for $190. Salehe Bembury and the Crocs Pollux Clog Realtree in Realtree Camo is dropping on June 5th for $85. Now, Isabel Marant. The innovation, it's a very decisive sneaker wedge, and it was a big topic of discussion during the 2010s. Looks like Converse is looking to bring that trend back as they are teaming up with Marant and dropping Chuck Taylor wedges. It's an interesting look from my perspective, but hey, this looks like they could be on plenty of women's feet this summer, and if that doesn't work for you, there's a low version and a different unisex pair sans the wedge. So you have the women's Isabel Marant Converse Chuck Taylor 70 wedge on the 5th for 190. You have the Converse Chuck Taylor 70, just the one without the wedge on the 5th for 150. And then you have the Chuck 70 low on June 5th for 140 as well. Getting back to New Balance, they have the Made in USA and Calcium Raw Cashew on the 5th for 220. They have the 992 Made in USA Sweet Caramel Calcium on the 5th for 200. Then on the women's side, they have the 9060 and blue and white. This is going to be I believe it's a Foot Locker exclusive, and those are going to be on June 5th for 150. You can also get the Foot Locker exclusive of the 2002R in pastel blue. Those are going to be 145, and then there's just a random 530 dropping in white and blue on the 5th for $100. Now, for you Luka fans, the Jordan Luka 4, which is his signature shoe, is dropping in laser blue on June 5th for 130, but the takedown version, the Jordan Luka .77 or .77, I'm not sure how to say that exactly, is dropping in laser blue on June 5th for $100. The energy for Jerry Lorenzo's Fear of God collabs with Adidas has been muted, I guess is the best word to say, ever since their partnership was announced a few years ago. While the Basketball 1 was met with tepid responses, the Basketball 2's design is showing a little bit more promise. It's just a matter of getting people to care, so good luck with that, Jerry. So you have the Adidas Fear of God Athletics Basketball 2 High on June 6th for 200, and then you have the Mid on the 6th for $180. And keeping that Adidas energy going, the Harden Volume 9 Red Metallic is dropping on the 6th for $160. For you Reebok Pump fans, it is around the French Open time, so the Reebok Pump Omnizone French Open is dropping on the 6th for $160. The Puma La France Airbrush is dropping on the 6th for $110. And this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, but LaMelo Ball's first off-court sneaker with Puma has slowly been creeping their way into many a casual sneakerhead's feet. I saw a pair yesterday at a high school, and this new mismatched Airbrush pair has a chance to be a breakout hit. With La France plastered on the sides of the sneaker graffiti style, this mismatched red and blue paint, it kind of gives it a unique vibe that I think the kids are digging. Nike's City Connect jerseys for Major League Baseball has been a bit of hit or a miss, I would say, through the years. For this year's iteration, they will be dropping matching Air Max 270s for 9 teams, including the reigning, defending, undisputed World Series champ, Los Angeles Dodgers. You guys stop it. Anyway, the Nike Air Max. So you have the Colorado Rockies, that's on the 6th for $160. The Astros on the 6th for $160. The Miami Marlins are going to be on the 6th for $160. The Washington Nationals on the 6th for $160. The San Francisco Giants for $160 on the 6th. The Chicago White Sox on the 6th for $160. The Boston Red Sox on the 6th for $160. The Los Angeles Dodgers on the 6th for $160. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks, those are also dropping on the 6th for $160 as well. The Nike Air Max 95 OG, this is going to be in bright Mandarin, is going to drop on the 6th for $190. I guess I should probably clarify. This is not an OG colorway of the Air Max 95s, as it first released in 2011. The OG designation is because it will have the big bubble that was found in the Neon Retro from earlier this year, if that makes sense to you guys. Haley Wilson has a collab on the Nike SB Dunk Low. This is going to be a sneakers release on the 7th for $140. And then Maniere has an Air Jordan 5 dropping. It's called the Juneteenth colorway. This is on the 7th for $225. Now, for James Whitner's, his latest collaboration with Jordan Brand is the next pair to implement Violent Ore. The release also commemorates Juneteenth, aka June 19th, which is the day we recognize as the end of slavery in the United States. It has been rightfully celebrated since 1866, but only became a federal holiday in 2021 when it was signed with bipartisan support into law by President Joe Biden. Don't expect that to change anytime soon. Nope. What could go wrong? What would change that? Anyways, this is the accompanying tissue paper in the package includes Juneteenth 2025 and a message for everyone, which is do good, people. Do good. Love that. And for the women, the Air Jordan 11 Low Igloo. This is going to be on the 7th for $195. And you are not mistaken. The $5 price increase is part of Nike's company-wide price hike for a lot of items over $100 as they navigate the challenging economic climate. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Man, when Jordan 11 Lows inching so close to $200, it makes you think a lot about things, and none of them have to do with these kicks being a perfect spring and summertime colorway, which is sad because you should be thinking more about the shoes and not the fact that these tariffs and the economic conditions and the global supply chain are raising the prices for shoes. But that's a topic for an entirely different video. Anyway, let me know, which pair of these do you like most and which pair would you rock? The Jordan 1s or the Kobe's? Anyway, as always, I appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day, like a really, really good day. All right, I'll see you soon. Peace.